Welcome back to day 23 of our 30 days of daily play challenge. I can't believe we're almost nearing the end of this challenge. Right now we are working on watercolor. So we painted in our color wheel. We did some graded washes to learn that paint to water ratio. Yesterday we learned complementary colors, which are opposites on the color wheel. And today we are learning about analogous colors, which are next to each other on the color wheel. So let's get started. So analogous colors are next to each other on the color wheel. You have your warm colors, which are next to each other, and that's your reds, yellows, and oranges, and your cool colors that are next to each other, like your blues, greens, and violets. So typically, if let's say you were doing a floral painting, you could use all kind of different hues of blues, greens, and violets. Like you could use the tertiary colors, like your blue violets, your red violets, your main secondary color here, and you would want to use all colors in the same palette to create a analogous color scheme. And then the opposite is your warm colors. So you could use your reds, red oranges, yellow oranges. And so if you look at, again, this floral painting here, I've used analogous colors for the florals. And then I've used analogous colors for the greenery. So I don't just have one green, I have shades of green that are next to each other on the color wheel. Blue is next to green on the color wheel. So we have complementary colors, opposites on the color wheel, like the orange and the blue. And we have analogous colors, like colors that are next to each other on the color wheel as well. So you want to use a combination of complementary and analogous colors. And it's helpful to just kind of keep in mind which are your warm colors, which are your cool colors, and make sure that you're pairing those together. So I have a nice thick book under here for support. I have my piece of paper or postcard that I'm placing between the sheets, and I just want to remind you that you could use an extra sheet of blank watercolor paper, like the one that comes in the Daily Play art kit, if you are more comfortable testing something out before putting it into your book. But I'm going to go straight into the book here, and I'm going to start with my warm colors, so reds, yellows, and oranges. And I'm going to try to move pretty quickly because I want these colors to bleed or blend into each other. So I'm activating those paints with water. I'm going to put one swatch down here of the red, and while that's still wet, I'm going to load up my brush with yellow like this, and it's going to kind of mix into each other and create this orange. Adding orange to the end here. So we have red, yellow, and orange, which are next to each other on the color wheel, and you can see as they bleed or blend into each other while they're still wet, that you'll also get more analogous colors next to each other on the color wheel. So now I'm going to rinse my brush completely and do the cool colors. So we'll do blue, that cobalt blue, a bit more water here, blue, green, and violet. Let's see if I can get that violet activated. Perfect. So nice and wet so that they're starting to blend into each other. So you have two color schemes now that you can be looking out for, and you're going to notice them everywhere, whether you're out for a walk or you're watching TV. I lived in Edmonton for the past 10 years, and so blue and orange, our hockey team, that'll always come to mind for me. Red and yellow and violet. I remember going to a lavender field last summer with my daughters, and I specifically put one of my daughters in a yellow dress, and it just looked absolutely amazing seeing her in a yellow dress among its complementary color, that violet lavender. It was beautiful. So you're going to start seeing these everywhere, and they're really fun to try to create these like graded washes with colors as well. So make sure you bust out some of your extra watercolor paper and keep playing, and I will see you tomorrow when we start creating even more swatches of watercolor here for day 24.